Hey guys, welcome to the Rubin Report. I'm Dave Rubin. We are doing a one-on-one this week. We have a guy who needs no introduction and truly a living legend. How about that intro?
Better than a dead legend.
Better than a dead legend. Larry King, welcome to the Rubin Report.
Thank you, Dave. Great to be with you. Always love having you on my show, and it's great to return the compliment.
I appreciate that. Actually, the first time I was on your show, I had a sweating fit when we did that Republican National Convention, and you told
Brooks moment.
that. You told me I was sweating more than Albert Brooks in broadcast news, which is truly one of the greatest moments of my career.
Broadcast news is one of the all-time great movies, I think. Great movie about the media.
Well, for everything we do, right?
And for me, especially because I saw that movie 2 weeks after quintuple bypass surgery.
Wow.
And I sat next to Mike Wallace. Everyone was at Diane. So the whole in crowd in New York, and my surgery was in New York. So we all attended that film, and everybody loved it.
Yeah. All right, well, you know what, let's start with a little bit about the media. So you have been around the media for basically your whole life, and at least
57 years.
57 years, but who's counting? What do you think are the biggest changes in the way the media landscape has? You know, you're doing an online show now. We're doing an online show.
Two major changes. One, technical, in that when I started, there was radio and television and landlines and telephone lines, and then came satellites, and now we have internet. I mean, the technological end has been incredible. And that has led to 500 channels, and anything goes. And you know, when Jackie Gleason went off the air, he had 33 million viewers. There is no show that approaches 20 million viewers. So the pie is cut up in many, many slices, and we all have a little piece of the slice, a piece of the pie rather. So when I left CNN, I thought I could retire, and then along came Carlos Slim and the internet, and now I'm on the internet every day, and who knows what's next, the delivery system. Now, the basic hasn't changed. This one-on-one has not changed. We still need the human being. That hasn't changed. The method of delivery has changed.
Are we losing something with the one-on-one? I mean, really what your trademark is, what we're doing right now. We don't get that in a way that we used to.
We don't, sadly enough, because it's eat it up, spit it out, go to the next thing. You know, come on, stay on something, grab something, jump on it, stay, bang it out, then go, whatever's next. And a lot of it leads to, I mean, some of it is absurdity. I miss in-depth interviews. You don't see much of that anymore on cable television. It's going away everywhere, and that's sad.
Do you think it's just a function of technology, or is there actually something else going? Is there something about humans and the way we're evolving?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's about humans, or about management, or about the people running networks now, or we call them the suits. They didn't come up to broadcast. They're accountants. They're the pushers. You know, what this works, that doesn't work. Keep this doesn't work. You know, classic example was at my old network, CNN, which was, I loved every day of my 25 and a half years there. I did a lot for them. They did a lot for me. It was a great career. Ted Turner was the best person I ever worked for. But I didn't speak to Ted. I didn't speak with Ted recently. But if he saw what was going on now, for example, the airplane thing.
Yeah, let's go to the airplane.
For example, they covered that 24 hours a day. They missed, you had the Russians going into Ukraine. The other day, in one day, I watched a show on CNN, I forget the show, but they never mentioned other news. It was airplane. Okay.
Yeah.
And the airplane was all conjecture. We think it landed here, we might have gone here with you. Since day 2, they advanced nothing in that story but conjecture. It was breaking supposition, breaking speculation. It was never breaking news.
So if you were there now, how would you have dealt with that?
I'd have insisted, let's do other things. Now they would have said, we got a tremendous audience.
Right.
Then, well, they're the network. I would have gone, there's nothing I could do is to break it. I would have tried to urge, for example, the other day, while CNN and some other cable news networks, I'm sure, were doing airplane coast to coast, wire to wire, 10 people in Washington were killed in a mudslide. There were 3 Americans on that plane. 10 Americans died in a mudslide in Washington, no coverage. The G8 conference in Russia was canceled, rescheduled for Belgium, with Russia left out, no mention.
Yeah.
An enormous occurrence in Houston of an oil slick that destroyed hundreds and hundreds of miles of water, not covered. The President of the United States is in the Netherlands. He's talking to China about trying to get China to at least stay neutral in the Russian situation. No coverage.
Yeah,
now
so-
that is abysmal.
So who do we blame for this? Because I'm
Management.
with you. Everybody feels this.
Man.
But is it a matter of ratings versus...
Yeah, ratings versus logic.
Yeah. And why does logic never win?
But the reason that doesn't work is, all right, you get super ratings, and you think advertisers don't know that these ratings are based on a hyped up thing? Okay, so what happens after the incident is over, whenever it ends? And you got to decide, when does it end? When does the public lose interest? Then you go back to your other program, you sink down again. The advertisers ain't going to buy you for the next 6 months based on that 2-week jump, because they all know what it was like. I'm going to buy CBS, I'm going to buy NBC for a year because, boy, the Super Bowl did great.
Right.
Well, Super Bowl did great. I better buy NBC next Tuesday. And one has nothing to do with the other, but that's thinking, and it's sad to me.